Hello, and welcome to this edition of Absolute Truth Special Edition. Today, we're going to. My name is Glenn MacArthur, and today we're going to talk about the Trump trial. One, being an author myself, as you can see, that that yes, I should know about how books are made. So I'm no dummy, and I am no. I'm not exactly a dilettante to this dance. One, when you talk the Trump trial, you've got to understand three things. You got to understand two things. There are two axioms that drive this trial. The first axiom is, and the most important axiom is, there is your truth, there is my truth, and then there is the truth. That's number one. Axiom number two is there is political reality, and then there is private reality. Now, what does that mean? Well, speaking as a person who is not elected, speaking as a person who's not in politics, I will tell you this: that you would not speak with the same kind of English that you use with your wife and your child. You would not say that. You would not say things like that to somebody who's from another country, to somebody who's, when you're talking business between countries, or when you're talking business between states, or when you're talking business to business on a political level, or even on a judicial level. You have a degree of civility that is involved there. Now, let's talk books. When you have a manuscript, a dossier, basically you have notes of thought that is put down, that you've written down in your little handbook, okay? And when you get enough of these things together, you put them down on paper, and when you get enough paper put together, you create a manuscript. Now, when you submit that manuscript to the publisher, there's another level. When you're talking classified, there's another level that you have to go through to get it published, and that is the NSA. You submit a copy of the manuscript to the NSA. They go through it and tell you what you can and cannot say, because this is the business of the American people and the American government. That's called classified. Now, and it is subject to criminal regulation, if you know what I mean. You don't want to be giving away secrets because you end up having to answer to Uncle Sam about it. Now, let's talk. Let's talk this so-called bloviation that the Democrats and Schumer were talking about. They were basically blowing up like the Hindenburg about stuff which was a half truth, such as Donald Trump's going to do away with the Social Security, when he actually said, I'm going to look into it down the street, possibly. He didn't say he was. That's number one. Number two, you had the Steele dossier. Mr. Steele didn't, he even went back on what he said on the dossier after it was released. So there you have a problem, okay? What if Bolton had been brought in as a witness? First of all, there's a possibility that he knows stuff that shouldn't be out there that's classified. That means that either the NSA would put a mouthpiece on him, or the president can use his executive privilege in this case, which is totally legal. It's been done before. It's been done with several other cases. And the fact of the matter is that Schumer, he may be very smart, but he is a bloviator. He will look at an ant and call it Godzilla. He will look at a dachshund and call it a wolfhound. He will look at a elevator and say this is a mouth to hell. This is not the kind of person you should put your truth, your trust, or your faith in. He is a $5,000 lying lawyer. And one hopes that one day he's going to get off the back of the dead I'm talking about the McCarthy shooting in Long Island, and one day actually stand on his own 2 feet. Because it's so sad. It's so sad that he makes his bones off other people's misery. And it's time now for him to get off this kick of trying to get rid of the president. He had his shot. Him, Schumer, and the guy who looks like a dropout from Star Trek, who got the eyebrow up. Yeah, that guy. There is no reason for this. What the president says in the context of the White House in the Oval Office to anyone that is not part of the political reality is his own business. That's called freedom of speech. You keep Schumer, you keep talking about all the context of the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, yet you do not believe it. You try to tear it apart. You try to diagnose it, and you try to destroy it, all because you think it's right. Well, you're wrong. And that's the reason why you're going through this misery of this screwed up impeachment in the first place. Should have done your business instead of trying to fix a timeline that doesn't exist. The fact of the matter is, stalling out till the voting, in November voting, was a complete and total. There's no way. There's no way you could do it. You knew it, and I knew it. Now, and instead of being more practical, you call up a bunch of law professors. How lame is that? You and Schumer and Schiff, these people are ridiculous. Then you try to cover yourself up with half truths and lies. You make $5,000 an hour and give us nothing but a garbage. You, Pelosi, and Schumer and Nadler, you people have basically ran this government. You've delayed it, you've caused it, and you've tried to take it over, and you've tried to derail it. Now it's coming back to bite you. And there you go. Hopefully, when that vote comes around, those people who have been watching all this will understand that if they quit it as of Saturday, it's still $100 million out of everybody's pocket in this country, and they should be mad as hell that you people are robbing them blind. You asked for witnesses. Hello. That's 100, and even if it went up to 4th of July, you're talking $150 million. Who the hell is paying for that? I don't want to go dumpster diving for you or any of your other criminal contraband counterfeits. All I'm trying to tell you is this. It's time now for you to quit living in the past and living on the bones and living on other people's bones, such as the McCarthys, who you became centered because of, and you've stretched it too freaking far. It's time now for Long Island to dump you like a bad habit. Same thing can be said for Blumenthal and that woman from Florida, who hasn't got a clue what the hell she's talking about. And then on top of that, you've got this other person, Green, who's telling the truth. Really, a Democrat that actually tells the truth. Wow, I'm astonished. But that other one, Jeffries, that guy, he needs to take his head out of the sand and understand what he's cooking, because it's going to blow up in his face. Now, what's going to happen? Well, if Trump gets quitted, he gets quitted. And Bolton's going to get his book, probably. It won't be the book that everyone thinks it'll be, but he'll get his book. After all, the NSA will have something to say about what that guy at the publishing house said. And if I know him, he'll be on his way to prison real soon. So yeah. And let me tell you something. This I put out there to AG Barr. Barr, these people have they're trying to put a silent coup on this country. They're trying to dismantle the legs of the government, and they are trying to take it over. I don't care who's in the White House. They are trying to take it over. This is a coup. That is the definition of a coup. It doesn't have to be with guns. It doesn't have to be with Molotov cocktails. It only has to be with the will of a select few against the select many. I suggest you take them to task for this. I suggest that that Pelosi and Schumer be held in contempt for this and prosecutable and sent to Gitmo if found guilty. And that's all I have to say for now. So there you go. Goodbye.